Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome all the participants to this international faculty development program organized by Amity University in Tashkent. On behalf of all the family members of Amity fraternity around the world, we welcome you. And we also welcome our speaker of the day, our resource person, Professor Mahesh Chandra Govil. We take this privilege to welcome you, sir, on behalf of Amity to this international FDP and wish to introduce you to all our participants. So, dear friends, Professor Mahesh Chandra Govil is Director of National Institute of Technology, NIT, Sikkim, India, and he'll be speaking on smart future technologies in AI, ML, and data analytics, as you can see on the screen as well. We take the privilege of introducing him to all of you. Professor Govil holds vast administrative and academic experience spanning over 36 years. He was the founder head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And while we introduce him to you, we will also say that as he is leading an institution, it is also expanding into research and development. He headed the department in various stints from 96 to 2016 at MNIT Jaipur, and he used to be the founder head of department there. He served as the founder principal of Government Women Engineering College, Ajmer. Concurrently, he held the post of principal additional charge of government engineering colleges at Ajmer, Banswara, Bhilwara in Rajasthan. He was also the coordinator of IIT Kota in its formative years and shouldered the responsibility of establishing the same. He served as the coordinator of various important centrally funded projects like the Information Security, Education and Awareness Program, Impact, etc. And his career is glorified with several prestigious awards given by various organizations. We welcome you, sir, to this international FDP and request you to kindly take the session ahead with your insights and the learning from your side. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. And the session is all yours now, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Pravinji. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank Pravinji for nice introduction, and thank Dr. Seema also for really, I think, inviting me and the management of the MIT. I'm highly thankful for giving me chance to interact with the participants. And I believe because the participants are across the fields, and therefore we cannot be too technical. So I'll just touch upon the main concerns of the AI and ML, which might be useful for doing some innovative or research work in different kind of fields apart from the basic idea. What are the you can say the enabling technologies for the various areas, because we always feel this AI and ML are basically tools, and we can say the very important tools in today's era, and probably each and every field needs the knowledge of AI and ML, and they must know how to apply the same also. So with this, I welcome also all the participants, and believe they will take some input for their future academics or the industry, wherever they want to. Okay, so word artificial intelligence is very common, and everybody is very enthusiastic to this word, especially when it comes to the computer science community. And intelligence is not a new word. I think every one of us is well aware of it. And I think the most important creation of the God, we say, is the human being. And we say the human being is really a machine which is intelligent. I will say our brain is also work like a machine, but it's a very smart, and you can say the unparalleled designed machine, which is, you can say, intelligent and can do many things which normally today's machine cannot perform. So in that sense, if you want to define the artificial intelligence, so in nutshell, probably you want that your any computer machine or any machine you design today should behave like a human being, or maybe a superhuman being, because there are some aspects where we say the machines are better than the human beings. But when we talk about the intelligence, it's not like that. Okay, so what is intelligence in terms of the machine we wish to have in the future? That is important. How would you measure the intelligence, and then how does our brain work? Because it is still mystery how our brain really works. We talked about the neurons, and we talked about lots of neural networks within the brain, right? That is one part of it, right? And I think we cannot still mimic our brain 10% of it. That's the true story we understand. And with the advent of, we must thank to the electronic industry, because our machines have become so smart. Their computational power has increased tremendously, plus their memory also has increased. And therefore, the simulation of intelligence has become possible in last few years, right? And lots of innovations has come into this field. So this is a little bit the background for your AI, and we are thinking our future is AI. That's also true. So in nutshell, how would you define your intelligence, right? So you say you should reason something, right, based on the inputs you have. You may have an automatic planning, right? And I should not teach the machine, right, the stepwise planning, but it should be automatically determine the plan of any activity or any right operation or whatever. Problem solving, we are talking for our students also. This problem solving skill. So does my machine has a problem solving skill? If I give a new problem to the machine without any kind of support or the learning, is it possible to do that? Thinking is a big issue, or you can say the big parameter for any machine which is being designed and can be said to be have intelligence, right? Then we have a many issues now. We are working on many areas. I think the natural language processing has a use areas where you talk about the summarization of text, understanding of text, right? Checking your answer books, is it possible in time to come? Objective type is not a problem, because we have a systems where you have a multiple choice questions, and your machine can give you the result within few minutes. That is one part of it. But when it comes to the checking the your answer books, right, okay, or summative assignments, it's really still we are struggling as a academic community. So can we have a such smart systems which can really read your text and can analyze this given answer is correct or not, and also can analyze what marks can be given to that particular answer of a question? So still, I think we are in a nascent stage of the development. Creativity, innovation, generation of new knowledge, I think something which in my mind is more right important when we talk about the intelligence. And I believe everyone right in India, because of the NEP 2020, more emphasis is given on all these words: innovation, creativity, okay, startups, and so on and so forth. So can AI or ML can assist all these dimensions? That is also important. Then, so we say the AI can be defined as the simulation of human intelligence on a machine, so as to make the machine efficient to identify and use the right piece of knowledge as a given step of solving a problem. So this is a, you can say, the bookish kind of a definition of your AI. A system capable of planning and executing the right task at the right time is generally called rational. The system is rational if it is does the right thing, given what it knows. So this is a big paragraph which really marks whether the machine I have designed is truly AI enabled, or right, something has to be done. Next word generally we are using today is the machine learning. And when the word machine learning comes to my mind, right, I remember the childhood of our everyone. We also learn by experience, right? So the definition says a computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to the task T and some performance measures P. If its performance on T measures by P improves with experience E. So machine learning, you can relate to your learning throughout your life, right? And normally, if you remember your childhood, you learn even walking by You can see the surrounding data, or you can say by experience, right? You sometimes when you walk even on the road, right, there are obstacles, you learn how to not to collide with that obstacle. So these are the, you can say, the input parameters given by the environment to our mind, and our mind does the analysis, and after doing the analysis, right, it learns. And based on the learning, when the again same kind of the problem is being posed to you, right, you take the decision based on the learning. So this is, you can say, the you can say the learning. So learning is not a new you can say the word for us, and we learn every day something in our journal life. But can the machine learns as we do? That is a big question. So our main task is to let the machine learn as we do. So that it is easier for us, because we have so much of assistance from our brain, because directly or indirectly it stores many, you can see, the sub solutions, I should say here, rather than saying the algorithm or the something else. So you can say you have a many solutions for your small problems, and when big problems comes, you accumulate all these small solutions together, analyze them, and then take a decision based on the output of those small decisions. And finally you say, yes, I can solve a new problem given to me. So can this happen to our machines also? So we are really in the phase of designing the new algorithms, right, as well as creating the data set, because they are the two important aspects of your machine learning. One, you should have a good data sets available to you, and normally machine learning solutions are task specific. So if the data sets are not available, then your machine cannot learn. If it cannot learn, then the performance which we are talking here is a issue. Okay, the performance may not be good, or sometimes you say your performance of the algorithm or the machine algorithm is not acceptable. So there are many issues still, right, in the machine learning field. And but probably for some fields we have done reasonably well, and we are able to create a good solution. So we'll see in the coming slides how machine learning is helping us, and at what stage probably we are, and what more we, the research community or other people, can help in creating the resources for machine learning, as well as right, helping the people in developing the different kind of algorithms. Right. So machine learning, again, a buzzword, and AI we have already said. Now this now many areas for your AI and machine learning are there. Okay, so industry is something which is you can say is the biggest domain where we are thinking that AI and machine learning will help in a big way. Now question also comes to the mind, if we are having truly artificial intelligence or machine learning, right, does it replaces the human being? That's the biggest worry of, I think, most of the people in the mind. But I think when the computer came, and then we were thinking that the most of the right, the people would be without job because of the computer. It's not like that. If you are right, improving your technology, you need more. That is another issue, that you need a more qualified or more skilled people, right, for that field. But I don't see right, any kind of threat to our right jobs in the industry or in the other fields also. So ML as well as the AI, both are having you can say the future of the industry. They are the two aspects of this AI and ML. One, the quality of product you can improve. Another, apart from the quality, the, you can say, the outcome or the output of the industry can also be improved. So cost effectiveness is also being increased, right? If I have a cost effective solution, I think I can provide the commodity at a lower cost. So indirectly you are serving the humanity, right? So these are the aspects. And so industries, if you talk about the industry, they are the different kind of the industry. You can say apart from the mechanical or the electronics or the computer, I can say healthcare is another industry, right? And agriculture is another industry which has a huge application of your AI and ML. Okay, so we'll see in the slides to come, right? What are the applications possible in these fields and how we can help. The another point says here the industrial IoT device generates large volume of data. We'll talk later a little bit more on the IoT. But this is true that if I have a IoT devices, and we also know that the decision making is entirely depend upon the data which you gather from the field, or sometimes we define from the environment. So take any application, even if you have your building and you have a large number of sensors to know about the activity which are happening in the building. The data which is coming to you, it has to be analyzed first. And if the data is really, because sometimes you may observe that the data may not be useful at that moment, but some of the data might be useful. So this processing of the large volume of data is becoming a daunting task for the research community also. We are talking of the big data analytics and so on and so forth. But right now, right, we need to have a more powerful machines as well as the algorithm to process the large amount of the data which is being produced. At the same time, because we are talking about the sensors, and sensor networks has its own area where huge amount of work is being going on, and I think we cannot talk about each and everything. And the sensor networks have their own issues regarding their battery life, regarding their communication of data, regarding the protocol. Okay, the protocol, because generally we talk IoT devices are have less capacity. They are small in size, right? So we cannot use the same kind of the protocol which we are using for your wired networks or your wireless networks for the normal applications of with your normal computers or your large devices. So huge amount of you can say the issues are still there when we talk about the IoT devices. And sometimes we also say IoT devices needs enabling technology. When you talk about the enabling technology, it might be naming of the devices, it might be hardware related issues of the devices, it might be communication related issues of the device. Even that the architecture of the IoT devices is not still matured enough. We are talking sometimes 3-layer architecture, we are talking about sometimes 4-layer architecture, and even we are talking about the 5-layer architecture. And each layer has its own challenges and we have to solve them, right? So still the IoT field has not matured, and we'll talk a little more on IoT because this is another very, very important area where I need to and necessarily have to employ the AI as well as the machine learning, right? So when again I am talking about the machine learning and AI, my IoT services become a little more complicated. So that sense also the AI is and ML is also important, and I may need to design a new algorithms for these or AI or ML algorithms for these IoT enabled devices. So this is another big area for the research for us all. We have already said, right, we have a huge data, and therefore do we have a right set of tools today to extract the information out of that huge amount of data and taking the decision. Okay, another issue. Then it comes the determining the statistical pattern or determining the knowledge. So sometimes the mathematical modeling of these systems is also important. So do we need to teach the statistical tools to the students as well as the industry personnel, and how much knowledge is being required to understand the application of ML as well as AI algorithm is another question mark for against all of the, especially the academic community, right? So that we'll see. This is one example, right? How the various businesses are, right, using the data analytics, and this data analytics is very, very important for the business community. I think all kinds of the big giant firms, right, or those who are doing the online businesses are using right the huge amount of data to improve their sales, to improve their product quality, to improve right the delivery of their services, and so on and so forth. The example of your Amazon, right? So you are well familiar of these websites. And sometimes when you go and buy something, they ask your mobile numbers or they ask your some personal informations. So just to know, right, your choice of products, your you can say what kind of the thing you like, and what is your okay, even then the liking for the different domain, different kind of things in the different domains. So this AI and ML is going to help in a big way to understand the user need, and accordingly the company can tailor their products. So something which is I think in the modern era is very important that we have to really learn the various kind of the techniques, and we have to develop the tools to provide the fast analysis of the data and the results also, or the advices also. So data analytics for business. So business knowledge, it can determine how a company can run in the coming years. It can determine what type of the market is already handy for the purpose of the company okay, development. So we all are aware, right? Because the choice of the or the liking of the users is being changing, and at times you find lots of information directly or indirectly user give on the online platforms. So if I'm able to analyze the online platforms and infer some knowledge out of those platforms, I think that might help my business also, and my company can grow. So one thing is determining or the inference from the data or the knowledge which is available on the internet or maybe the social media, and therefore the research in the social media is becoming very, very important. We are working on the many fronts of your this social media analytics or the semantic analysis of the various applications. Cost reduction, as I said, right, it can help us in automation of the various, you can say, the manufacturing processes. It can help us in automation of the sale processes also, and it can help us in utilizing the, you can see, the mass transportation system. And one of the important project, if you know, in India is called the Gati Shakti, and that is aimed on this only, because this providing or the commodity to the user, and you can say the transportation is becoming very, very important. Okay, and when you talk about the transportation, the communication always comes into the picture. So that is there. So indirectly, you have to work on the communication technologies, and communication technologies have also utilized AI and ML. So indirectly, as I said in the beginning, AI and ML are becoming the tool for all kinds of the today's application in life. Right? If I use the data analysis, of course, it improves the efficiency of my organization. So I don't think there is any doubt. If you have any question, you can ask at the end of the talk. This we have already said, right? What is the importance of the data analytics for the business? Okay, and it is up to the research community and the other people or the industries to develop new mechanisms, new methods for your business strategies, for your right productivity operations, okay, and satisfying the client needs, right? So the technologies, of course, have to be developed both for analysis as well as providing the facility or the services. Now again, IoT and ML for smart feature, right? So IoT is again becoming a buzzword. Why IoT is becoming a buzzword? Because we think Internet of Things, I can control anything remotely from anywhere. So that was the concept initially for the Internet of Things. And when you talk about the Internet of Things, as I said, first of thing is now we are thinking by 2025 we might have a more than 50 millions of billions of devices connected to through your internet. If I had such a huge amount of devices being connected to the internet, even then the naming of those devices is might be a daunting task for any company to implement. And therefore probably we have came with a different kind of the naming technologies, and that might be the major reason for transferring the things from the IPv4 to IPv6. So Internet Protocol 6 is becoming need of the today, so that you can identify each and every device in the world, and so there would be a seamless communication among the devices. Because when you talk about the IoT, the communication is one of the important aspects. And as I said, because your IT devices are having limited computational power, limited storage, limited processing power, so I cannot use the same kind of the algorithm which I'm using in my personal computer or my laptop. So again, I'm opening a new paradigm for the development of new cost-effective algorithms or the approaches for my IoT applications. Right? When I talk about the new low-cost algorithm, means the computational time as well as the storage requirement are minimum, right? And this fact applies to the ML techniques also. If I'm going to develop the ML techniques or AI-based techniques, I may not have a same kind of the cumbersome of the complex algorithm which I'm using for normal big machines having huge amount of processing as well as the storage power. So you have a two different set of applications, one having less your processing power, less computational power, and less memory storage. Another set of applications where you do have a resource rich system and can help the complex algorithm implementation. So when it comes to the IoT, I identify the applications into the minimum two domains, and when I'm talking about the IoT, there is a one word written here in the fourth point. Organization can automate processes, increase productivity, and make data-driven choices in real time by integrating these tools. This real-time world looks very, very small. But in real sense, when we talk about the real-time applications or real-time delivery of the services, again, I can divide my applications in the two domains. One, the applications which are basically time critical, or you can say the safety critical. Another one, non-time critical or non-safety critical. And when we talk about the applications which are time critical or safety critical, just like your nuclear power plant or even your thermal power plant, where you are controlling some very, very critical operations within the power plants. Just like your generator is running, the turbine, and you are infusing the energy into the power grid. And probably some of you might know that the frequency has to be maintained within 1% or the 2%. Exactly, I don't know. And if your frequency variation is beyond this, your whole of the grid is out of synchronous. If your grid is out of synchronous, your whole world might be dark. Okay, so just look at these applications which are time critical, okay. And similarly, let's say you are controlling the nuclear in a nuclear power plant. You are controlling the nuclear reactor, and something happens to the control of the fusion or fission, whatever you say, and some accident might occur. So I cannot tolerate the time delay in execution of the safety critical algorithm there. So the kind of algorithms I need for safety critical or the time critical applications are entirely different than your non-critical tasks. So when I again talk about the ML or the this AI, my design technique have to change, okay, and my parameter will also change. So when we are talking about the real-time application design, these all kinds of the parameter has to be taken into consideration, and depending upon my requirement, I have to design the algorithm. Okay, so this is another one. And now we say ML embedded in the IoT. Of course, we have to now embed the ML as well as in the all kinds of the IoT device, IoT applications. May it be small, may it be large. For the simple reason, because machine learning as well as AI gives the power to a device to think and to become intelligent, right? So that helps me in decision taking. And if I have not really designed my machine for one particular instance, then it can learn and can provide the solution at runtime. So that is very, very important, right? So we cannot afford to not have the ML or the AI, right, embedded in IoT. Okay, so this is time where, but again, you can say the problem is because, as I said, the computational power or the storage power of these small devices is a, you can say, the limitation for application of the ML and AI in these devices, because they need huge amount of, you can say, the processing power, especially AI, right? Then we said cloud-based processing. So I think everybody is aware of now cloud computing environment, right? And it provides you the cost-effective solution also. And therefore, we are also talking about the edge computing. Okay, so that's the variation of the cloud computing. And if edge computing happens, probably you may have a less powerful device with you and take help of the edge computing, and okay, can easily implement this ML and AI in your okay application and so on. And latency is another important issue. It's more important when you talk about the time critical applications, right? But nobody, right, wants to have a latency or delay in execution or providing the results. So this is always very, very important parameter, whatever application we design. Okay, we don't want to have a delay, too much delay in okay execution of any application or of anything else. Now the people are talking of the smart cities also. Okay, and whenever you talk about the smartness, now smartness means always intelligence. Okay, so you can be said to be smart if you are intelligent enough, and intelligent is not being something right which you mimic and then okay just use that one. Intelligence is you have to be a little bit innovative, you have to be a little bit okay creative in providing the solutions. So there are many aspects which are being associated with the smart cities. So one is your smart mobility, and we are talking about when you talk about the mobility, I think you remember now the electric vehicle is the true story now. Earlier, 10 years before or the 20 years before, we were just imagining that we might have a electrical vehicles on the road, and that too having the smartness. So still we have to work a lot in these kind of issues. Okay, smart governance is, of course, I think everybody understand, and right, we do have a some organization are having ERPs or other smart computer-based systems to improve their management or the efficiency of their working and so forth, and so forth. Economic decisions you can take, then education, healthcare, we'll talk a little more, and then environmental issues are there. Okay, smart living. So all these things needs is, you can say, intelligence. Another word which is being said to be Internet of Everything, so it's not different from the IoT. Okay, so you said right, Internet of things, and now we are saying internet of everything. So my life might become little, you can say, the more complex as a technocrat or as a designer of the solution. So industries or the researchers, those who are working in the area of AI or ML or IoT, right? They have to think little broader and may utilize the technologies or may develop the algorithms, depending upon the new requirements. So when you say internet of everything, I think I should be able to provide the solution for each and every small application or my task, okay, online. Online doesn't mean that you have a one-to-one connectivity. I have a connectivity with the internet, and service provider might be somebody else. So I can use the service of X or Y or Z and can do my work intelligently. Okay, so this way you can have a different domain. Okay, but more or less the things will remain the same. And we are talking about lot many things today regarding the environment. So can we do something with the right? Get away with the environmental pollution or the other environmental issues, right? That is another area where you can apply your machine learning or artificial intelligence, especially monitoring the different kind of systems that might help us in improving the overall governance, which we have seen in the last slide, or can provide the basic amenities or better amenities to the user. Because these are the things which are important for the future, or you can say the modern world. Here is something which we have summarized for a smart city, what we really need. So education, right? Then healthcare, energy. Okay, so now I think you all are aware now we are talking about the solar energy, wind energy, and then we have a conventional energy which is available from your thermal power plant or maybe nuclear power plant or maybe from hydropower plants. And now, apart from that, we are talking about the rooftop solar systems. And that's really a great, you can say, I think we should be thankful to the electrical engineers or the designers of these technologies. Now you can have a solar system on a rooftop, right? Now I want to use this energy very efficiently, and when I'm not using, I want to transfer the energy to my grid. So can I have a very small devices which can not only fuse the energy from your household small generating station, but also gives you the monitoring data whether your system is running very efficiently. For example, if you have a solar cells, and if those solar cells are not providing the full efficiency of generating of electricity, then your system must be able to tell you what are the major regions of not giving the required output. Is it the my cell solar cell is having too much of dust layer on the top, or something has gone to my semiconductor inside the solar cell and it's not giving me the right kind of output. Here I think the ML and machine learning can help me. So I can diagnose which cell is not behaving properly, and I can, right, pinpointingly I can change that one. Okay, and I might have a IoT enabled system which can clean my whole system. So automation is also possible. Okay, and I can schedule and depending upon the requirement, my system can take the decision for cleaning. Okay, and taking other decisions also. So these kind of things are available, are possible with all the subsystems we have written here. Might be because living is something which is very you can say huge system, and it encompasses many subsystems. It might be your lighting system within your premises, or maybe your water system, maybe your safety systems, and so many systems, heating system, right, air conditioning systems. So many things are there. And if I combine all together, right, can I have the intelligence system? For that, I can design the system without using the AI or the machine learning. But then I have to take the decision for each and every small modification or updation I want. So that might be a daunting task in today's world. So if I have changed something in my setting of living, can my system can take care of? So one word we normally define the adaptability. So is it my system adaptable? Are we adaptable? Yes, the human beings are adaptable, right? We are adaptable to environment. We are adaptable to our living conditions also. Even when you are walking on the road, right? If some obstacle come, you are adaptable. If it is a new obstacle, you know whether you can set it aside or you have to change your path. So you are adaptable in your behavior, okay, right? And same adaptability we wish to have in our systems or the subsystems. So can we have the same kind of the adaptability as the human being have? So that is possible through only AI, right? So this is another area where we can work in improving the living environment or the living condition human being. Then environment, waste, hazards management. I think we are talking about the waste management, which is becoming, I think, biggest problem for each and every city. So can we have a something smart waste management system? May it be a solid waste, may it be your biological different kind of the waste, or maybe other kind of waste. Another area, a lot of people are working, right? And in the smart city, the people invites lots of projects also, okay, this is also have to be internet enabled. So another, you can say, the IoT enabled application, okay, waste management. Agriculture and irrigation are becoming a really hot topic for all of us today. And I think this is the need that we can help our farmers. So we have a more slides, we'll discuss more on this. Privacy and security is also very important in each and application, and right, still we are struggling to provide the good solution for different fields. Okay, we see as we design new algorithms or new solutions for privacy and security, more and people have the ways and means to bypass the same. So always remains a green area for us. Mobility and transportation, okay, this is also getting redefined. And again, we are talking the application of AI and machine learning. Again, it needs a different kind of your approaches and algorithms, right? Disaster and risk management, we have seen the uses of your UAV and other things. So they have to be, okay, there. The lower block gives you a little bit of, okay, some keywords here, right? NLP, natural language process. Or how to understand or how to translate, okay, the speech to text or text to speech. Okay, so many new applications are there. We know supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, and deep learning. These are the words which we are using, and different techniques are available in different, okay, under different these topics. Big data analytics, as I said, okay, the need of the hour. So we have to develop new techniques. Now this is one slide, right? AI in smart agriculture. How we can use the AI in smart agriculture, right? It says, right? So all are very general points, and we must appreciate that today. Sometimes we do not know the specific problem for a specific field. And therefore, the solutions which the farmer apply are generic in nature. Sometimes we do not know what kind of the fertilizer or what kind of the pesticides the farmer has to use. And again, he's unnecessarily maybe putting one kind of the fertilizer which is not required by the soil, and maybe using unnecessarily using the pesticide which again not required. This harms both the because we are the consumer, so it's dangerous for the human being, right? This is dangerous for the growth, for the production of the right grains also. So it's not both way advantageous for farmer, for the consumer, both. So can we have some kind of the devices or some kind of the intelligent applications designed for the farmers, where they can smartly use it, right, without any, you can say, the user inconvenience, right, and know in their local language what is the right way to handle my whole farming. So for this, I think huge amount of work still need to be done, and I think, in my opinion, we are still in a nascent stage. Okay, we can't even tell, like in a few percent of the smart, right, agriculture which we are talking, right, and therefore there are a lot of opportunities which are available. The most important thing is because the data sets are not available with the research community, right, and therefore developing algorithms is also becoming very efficient. Rather saying efficient algorithm development is becoming really very difficult for all of us. So I think all of us have to work together to create the different kind of the data sets, because the one of the limitation today in AI and ML both, you need a large data set to train your system. So if I need a large data set and that to be authentic data set, a lot of work need to be done, because there are huge amount of you can say the task or the problems in when we talk about the smart, you can say the agriculture, right? So some of the questions I have written here is what seed to plant in a given soil, right, or given environment, amount of fertilizer required, right, better time to harvest. This is another important task. Expected crop output, detect plant disease, get weather report, pesticide control, lack of irrigation and drainage facility, water shortage, livestock feed levels. So weather report, now I think we are aware of when this sometimes your cyclone comes and right, untimed rain comes, then how much loss the farmers are incurring, right? It's a huge loss. And this is becomes more, you can say, the concern when it comes to the marginal farmers, which are having very, very small land, and they are dependent on the the production of their small farms. So I think weather forecasting, we are not still mature enough to give a warning in a, let's say, few months in advance. Okay, what is going to happen? Okay, after a few months when you are going to harvest your right. Uh, uh, so when you do the harvesting, I think if you can tell the farmer, okay, now after 3 months, right, there might be heavy rains, or there might be cyclone, or there might be heavy you can say the wind, which can damage my right crop. Probably I can change my the plantation time, or I can change my harvest time. So still we are right, you can say the not having such kind of the technologies available. Probably time to come, AI might help us, okay, in better weather forecasting, so we can inform the farmers or other applications timely to take a better, you can say, the control and management issues, so that the loss can be minimized. This is one example of it. I think we can apply these concepts to most of the points which are being written here. Now we are also talking about the precision agriculture or smart agriculture, help the farmers improve crop yield and assist them in farm management. The government of India, I think you might have heard about the millet program. Okay, and they are saying the millets are more resilient to your environment conditions. So is it better to harvest these millets rather than the normal grains? So this is one example. Can we advise some of the farmers now doing the farming for the millets is better than your normal, okay, the grains. So those kind of the decision, if we can take, I think it might help the farmers, and they can get a more money. So we need to develop the algorithms for soil analysis and taking the proper decision based on the, you can say the soil conditions, or you can say the soil parameters. So sometimes because our countries use and applying solution, okay, are still costly. So they are not available to normal farmer, right? And sometimes the farmers are also not ready to accept what you say. So even training and right, creating the awareness among the farmers is also important. This UAV is really working and becoming, right, very important, and they can provide not only the agriculture, but in other applications also. Now we have seen the uses of the UAV in different, even then the more in security, and you can say the management of the law and order in various kind of the towns or cities. We have already seen this. So I think this is a big area where right, you can improve upon the UAV technologies. And here again, if you employ the artificial intelligence, they can give you the real-time decision, especially the areas or the applications where you think the decision should be communicated to you within a second or within few seconds. Similarly, if some okay, law and order issue comes in a city, then if you have a drone kind of the surveillance system, then they must inform the concerned person within the time, so the control can be taken. So you need to have a smartness here, and because size is not a question mark here, so I can employ even the better algorithms, right? Yeah, artificial intelligence algorithms or maybe machine learning algorithms, and can provide a very good, you can say, the application to this. So I think I have spoken enough on this, and leaving this. And now smart health system, another important area for AI. Okay, and I think the most important if you consider the human beings. Okay, so we can look upon for this smart healthcare system from like two important aspects. One, the cost effectiveness of the healthcare, right, solution which we can provide to the human. Second one, the efficiency of the system, because cost effectiveness is also important for today, because we understand we have a large huge population, and some of the people are not in a position to really bear the expenses of the big hospitals, or okay, even in the expenses of the doctors. What to do? Can we have some right AI based doctors which really can analyze the right illness and provide really a correct solution for that one, right? Apart from, I think we have so many things over here. I'm not going to talk on the body area network, because over the time we have developed so many right networks, right, and they have their own okay applications. Bluetooth is also okay, the kind of you can say the communication network, and similarly other kind of the personal area network is one. So we do have a different kind of the network, but they are being defined depending upon their use and the availability of the okay their you can say the capability. Okay, so now, so new area which is coming up is the Internet of Medical Things, right? So we can say smart healthcare system can be put under this broad heading. And I think we are aware of, okay, many kinds of the wearable nowadays we are talking about. The smart watch, you can have a smart watch also, you can have other wearable devices also. And they can fuse the data continuously to your system, where that can be analyzed, and your health care can be taken upon, or it can inform you, right, what is going to, right, wrong to your body, so timely action you can take. So IOMT is just a developing area, and a few of our students are also working. Okay, even then when you talk about the exercise, how to do the exercise, can I do it without having a yoga teacher? Because now getting a yoga teacher is not a cost. Right? They charge a lot. Sometimes they charge few thousand. Okay, for 1 hour or so. So everybody cannot really afford to have a yoga teacher or a exercise, right? So can we have a something automated system where if I'm doing some exercise, can tell me whether the way of doing exercise is correct or not? Okay, and it can also at the same time, can it correct me? And it can also advise me, right, what kind of the exercise I need depending upon the condition of my body is. So IOMT is talking for lot of kind of issues in our body, and this is really a huge area which provides a huge opportunity for all of us. So there are some points. It's a providing as much comfort as possible to all patients. So how do you define a comfort is really a complex task for you, because comfort can be within the bed. You are in the medical hospital. Comfort might be how the doctor is behaving and how the doctor treats you, or how the you can see the nurse or the supporting staff treats you. Even then, how your people behaves you, that also comes under the comfort. So even can I have my AI system design if my some closemate is talking to me, whether I'm comfortable with or I'm not feeling good enough, he can say, oh no, I'm not comfortable at this time, please don't talk to me, or okay, don't bother me, something like this. So you can see the AI can be applied in a different way here also, starting from a small application to big application, right? We have seen the example of robotic surgery also. I think you might have heard. So can we really rely on the robotic surgery? If it is possible, I think nothing better than that, because our robot will never get tired and he can operate even 100 patients in a day. Okay, so that's the big, you can say, achievement of I can say the IOMT, right? And we can provide the health service to almost each and everybody. So if that can happen, I think we can say that can be a great service of AI to the human. And therefore we are working very aggressively in healthcare development of the healthcare system. And probably each and every researcher is using artificial intelligence as well as machine learning both, and designing new algorithms for each and every, because every disease has its own systems, own you can say symptoms. Therefore, it's not possible that you can design one algorithm for all, right? You have to define a different algorithm or different solution for each and every small ailment we can have in our body. So you can just think of how much input is being required from the academic world or the industry world in this case. So this is one area, right? And then it's a provide freedom of activity and mobility in the personal care delivery environment. So I said the application of artificial intelligence and machine learning is possible in all the areas. Okay. Preventive care is another issue. So when you say preventive care, it means depending upon the various parameters of your body, your system must give you a warning in advance. It's not like that advance in one, you can say 1 hour or the 2 hour, because body is such a complex system. Even to improve a small subsystem, you might need a 15 days or 10 days of medication, or maybe exercise, or maybe Ayurveda, or maybe homeopathy. So your system should be smart enough to give you input maybe 15 days before, or at least 7 days before, and can tell you now this is the percentage illness of this part of your body, and you have to take care. Okay, now some treatment in terms of whatever mode it might suggest. So talking of all these things looks very, very easy, but when it comes to the development of the algorithm or subsystems, is really a complex one. And as I said, when you talk about the machine learning and AI, I need the data for training my subsystems. So data availability is becoming a bottleneck for all the research community or the industry in designing the AI or ML based solutions, right? We have already talked about the high priced hospital or high priced treatment. Okay. And then, right, providing the cost effective treatment to the, right, the, you can say the needed communities. So AI can improve the accuracy, reliability, and efficiency of healthcare with the help of the smart medical devices. I think now there should not be any doubt in the mind that AI is really has helped and is helping to design these systems, as I given in the example of the robotic surgery. Okay, and therefore this sentence is true in today's time. Reason is being, as I said in the beginning, we have a or we should be thankful to the electronic industry that they have developed very powerful, right, hardware which really can implement even your complex solutions and can process even a huge amount of data. Okay, so you can think of your these your high performance computing systems where your processors are having lots of cores to execute your task, or the parallel execution of the application, right? So we have a parallel systems. We have a huge, you can say, the storage possible. Okay, and now we are also talking about the quantum computing. And if the quantum computing becomes a reality, I think most of our this worry about the low cost solutions would be taken away. So this is another issue where we have to work. Okay, and about these things you have already heard: smart watches, fitness tracker, wearable sensors, blood pressure monitoring. Okay, glucose meter. Even the glucose meter without puncture, I think, is not available. So can we have a glucose meters which where you need not to, right, puncture your body, and it gives you the what is the level of your sugar? That would be again a great service to the humanity. And it entirely depends how we are going to. Okay, so can we build some such devices, right? Then similarly, pacemaker, insulin pump. Okay, all these things. Some of them are, you can say, the semi intelligence, but not intelligent enough. Okay, so again, and then IOMT, I have already said, there's a huge amount of input required from the industries as well as the research community. So if we can develop some mature systems, I think we can really can change the quality of human life. So I think this is the responsibility of all of us. Now, cancer, the lots of students or the research communities are working on the detection of the cancer, right? At an early stage, because detection at an early stage is very, very important for the percentage of cure we have for the patient. If it is being detected as a later stage, right, the mortality rate is very high. So, and we all know how dangerous cancer is, and the percentage of cancer patients is also increasing. So I think very important area for AI. Okay. Similarly, heart diseases also. Can I have some AI based solution not only for warning? Can I get the replacement of your angioplasty or your right bypass surgery, something like that? Can we have a in future developed AI based some such systems, right? So I think huge amount of work we have to do. Another issue, I think you might have heard about this lymphatic fibrosis. Okay, in Hindi this is called hati pav. And the data given here, the population at risk is 1.2 billion. You can just think of, okay? And nearly in 72 countries, globally loss of more than 2 billion USD per year. Okay, can we diagnose this also well in time? Can I analyze my body? Can I analyze, right, the reason for it? And again, can I provide the AI-based solution for this in different, okay? There are many incurable diseases which is still the, right, the allopathy or the homeopathy or Ayurveda does not have a solution to them. Again, we are living in a world where we have to sometimes take a trial and error method and find the solution for these dangerous diseases. Can AI or the machine learning help us in analysis of the true reason? Okay. Or can we design some solutions, right, which are possible for these diseases, which are really for life threatening? So there are some people are working in this area also. So the problem in LF parasite detection is blood samples need to be collected during night because they say it is active at night time. I think it's written here, and no. So the people say these parasite is active at night time. There is no any color of the this parasite, due to which manual detection. I think you cannot take image and can determine whether this disease is because of parasite. Once you have a disease, I think detection is not a proper by visibility you can. But we are talking about the detection, even, right, one parasite is in your body, and that time I can warn the person that you are might be going to suffer with this disease, and therefore you must take the treatment in advance, right? So an AI model is trained using microscopic images of collected blood samples. So can I have a, right, some intelligence system where I can take the sample of the people and okay, and can really tell, okay, now you might have this disease in future to come. Okay, so as I said, for AI we need a huge data set. So huge number of blood samples I need. Okay, blood sample collected during night because LF parasite gets activated during night. So again, data set is a problem for training these algorithms. Then education, I think all of us is aware, but here little bit okay, we are worried about, can really AI help the education? It can be a good source of learning, but I don't think it is going to replace the teachers, because teachers has a different kind of a role, right? In the corona time, we might have come across the experience. The classrooms are not just getting some content from the classrooms, but it gives you so much of other learning by through environment or through your interaction or through many things. So AI can help us in generating the content, delivering the content, and demonstrating the content in a much simpler way. Okay, so that way you might have a smart boards nowadays we have already have. Okay, then do we really have a, as I said in the beginning, right, where evaluation can happen online? I think that might be the great help to the teachers, especially the checking the assignments, because still I think everybody might have come across when the students are copying the assignment and submitting, and at the same time the quality of assignment is being submitted, right, checking each and every uh, assignment is becoming very daunting task or time consuming task for the teachers. So can we design some smart AI based system where my assignments and my other evaluation can be, okay, checked rigorously, and the advice might be given to the teacher as well as the student to improve upon. So I see the smart education in a different way. Okay, not something like replacing the teachers from the classrooms and because human interaction is very, very important for when it comes to the academia. Okay, so most of the things now we have with us. So thanks to the again, right, the industry, they are working so hard, providing us the teaching aids and is making easy the life. So this is there. Disaster management we have seen is still we have to work a lot. I think so. Can we avoid the disasters, right, rather than management of the disaster? That is a big issue for all of us. Okay, so can AI and the machine learning helps us in mitigating the disaster rather than management of the disaster? Because once the disaster happens, we have seen the loss of lives, loss of money, and so many things. So this is something which really we have to work upon. We have seen the application of the UAV. We have seen the some smart devices, right? I have seen during the execution, a large number of smart devices have been produced by the industries. So the people are working, and we do have a you can say the very good amount of you can say the helping hands for the people who are working in disaster management. And still, I think we can develop new devices and new tools which might be intelligent enough, to take care of the disasters. Now we talk about the communication and so forth. I think all of you are aware of smart transportation, right? And when it comes to the smart transportation, right, lot many issues comes here. Again, there are large number of such systems are there, right? You can see in this diagram, you have a crossing, okay, right? Can you manage the speed of the vehicle? Can you have a driverless car, right? Then not using the petrol and diesel, can we have a getaway in future, even the battery? Okay, can I have some other source of energy? So these all are the open, you can see the challenges for the research community in this one. And security and safety is of course is one issue. Then roadside assistance is another issue. So I said I think there are the large number of sub areas in the smart transportation. I have given you the example. The government of India is very, very interested in Gati Shakti program, where I can support the fast transportation and efficient transportation. So these are the areas where so I think many issues are there. Cost effectiveness is always a parameter for whatever application you design. So it's not only transportation. I think every application has a cost, need a cost effective solution. Okay. And then public safety, emergency response systems, we are all talking these things, but it's still, I think the solutions, or you can say the good solutions are not available. So we have to apply these tools. Another, we are redefining the network infrastructure management. So we are now talking about the software defined networks. Okay. And now you have a manual control of your networks. Can it be possible by using the artificial intelligence or machine learning? I can control my whole network without human intervention. So it consists of the predictive maintenance, resource allocation, automated network management, intelligence routing, and other issues. Even there might be many security and safety is another issue. Okay, so depending upon the type of attack, can I invoke the desired solution rather than having the generalized one? Okay, so still this software defined networks is another area where we have to develop solutions based on AI and ML. And here also we are actively working in some of the industry are ready to provide the solution software based networks also. but still they are not fully matured ones. So we have to work a lot, right? So then future of AI software has a high demand in the business. So I think there is no doubt in anybody's mind, and most of the institutions have started the BTech degree in artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? The reason is being because every one of us is finding the application in time to come, okay? And probably no system can be designed without using AI or the machine learning. Okay, so seeking the demand of the manpower in the future, we have started taking the action. The right software, I think industry is also trying to imbibe the intelligence in the hardware. If that happens, I think your machines will become a little more faster. Okay, so this is another area for hardware right industry to work here. Of course, conventional chip cannot support AI because they are not designed for that. And then, okay, new generation of AI chips are being developed for our neural networks, which are needed to implement your deep learning or the artificial intelligence. Computer vision is another very, very important area for new world, right? It consists of many subdivisions and sub applications, right? So it's not possible to deliberate here much. AI hardware includes CPU handling and other things also. Then we have many companies here, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, AMD, right? And then healthcare, automobile, we have already set too much. So I think this is the last slide of my talk. And thank you for patiently listening. And now if you have some questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, thank you. So we open this session for Q&A. Participants have access to Q&A, so they can put their questions there. If they have any feedback, observations, they wish to add on something or wish to request for some more information, they can type in the chat box as well. However, just one request is there, sir, at present. One research scholar who is in China,
Okay.
this is Naik Mohammed Ji. So he has requested for the slides deck also. He says that
Okay,
he's a PhD scholar.
I'll send to you. Okay, you can
Sure, sir.
send these things. So you
Sure,
please
sir.
send
So,
your email ID to me. I'll
right,
send.
sir. We
Or I
will
think
send
we
my.
have a email ID of Seema, I think.
Yes, sir. You can send to her, and we'll be taking the email ID of Naik Mohammed Ji, and we'll send it there.
Okay.
So Naik Mohammed Ji can send her his email ID to us, please.
Okay.
So we request all the participants. You can use the chat box as well. So if there is any query, any comment that you want to put on, please do. Meanwhile, we are also going to put up the attendance and feedback link in a very short while. Just give us a minute. So we request all participants to utilize this chance, this moment for question answers, or you have any query or questions, please. And we are posting the attendance link for day 2, which is 4th of April. And we request everyone to use the next 10 minutes for this attendance. Meanwhile, we are here for question answers or any additional information.
Yeah, I think there is, Praveerji, there is one question.
Sir.
How AI is used in neural disorder monitoring?
Monitoring, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, very, very important question, because we have large number of even in the kids suffering from autism and other kind of the neuro disorder. And as I said earlier, I think we have to collect the information about the brain and structure of the brain. If we know the about the structure of the brain and the data or the behavior of these right patients, I think we can design some solution, right? May not be treat them physically, but at least training pattern can be a training. You can say the patterns or the training sessions can be designed for them. So your AI can be useful and can just really if you give some sort of a training, what kind of the improvement we can see in those kind of the patients. So this is a very, very important. And few people are working on this. I think if you wish, we will send you some link of the paper so you can read more, right?
Oh, sir.
But they are the people who are working on the different kind of neuro, right, degenerative diseases or neuro disorders. And I believe this is very important area. And if we can help the people by designing the solution based on the AI or the machine learning, I think nothing better than that. And I think we have a large number of institutions, right, in India or abroad also, where the people are really open their NGOs and serving these kind of the kids. So I think
Right,
this
sir.
is a good question, and I think we all have to work. Still, I don't think any good solution based on the AI is available, which can be practically implemented.
Sir, thank you. And there's one more question which is related to SNMP. For what reason simple network management protocol is unsuitable for IoT systems?
No, simple
SNMP.
SNMP. See, the protocol which we have designed early is never been designed for the IoT. As I said, they are when you talk about the IoTs, right? You have to divide your applications or your task into the different domains. As I said, let's say you are controlling your gas from your mobile phone, right? So your mobile phone may not be efficient enough, or your application is not being smart enough to respond to your this SNMP protocol, right? So you cannot use the existing protocol for this IoT devices. So that is there because those protocols are never being designed, for such. Similarly, your TCP is not good for your IoT. So all these networks, all these protocols we have designed for wired or wireless network, which are having huge amount of computation as well as memory. So that is the reason we are not treating this as a good. So therefore, your scope and other protocols are being designed.
So that's why it's an alternative. I mean, we don't reject it, but we put it as
We can
less
use
preferred.
it, but the efficiency as we wish is not there. Okay.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you. One more question comes, like we have general questions also about at what stage cancer can be detected by AI. One question is quite interesting. I'll add on that one.
I don't think any system is being developed based on AI, which really gives you the information or the correct information about. But the people are working. It's still in the nascent stage, and probably will have a systems. But I have not come across any practical system based on AI, which really gives you the early detection warning.
Right,
based on the pathological testing.
So there's one question about quality issues in food. There is one question about can we track or solve the problem of unseasoned rain, like the weather issues or something through AI?
See, rain, I don't think will be ever in our hands. Okay, because you cannot control God. And first, I think we can design some smart systems when we know this particular area is from last 4 and 5 years is having heavy rains. Why can't we channelize that water in a proper manner? So those kind of the solutions we can design. We can design the early warning system so that we can avoid the loss of life and the property. Those can be done. But I think we have to be sincere about the application of solution.
All right. Nice, sir. That early warning system can be something which can help.
Software is not going to help you much. Okay, it can give you warning, it can tell you the ways to help you, right?
Yes, sir.
But they are the solutions. In my opinion, they are the solutions. We are not really working very, very hard, but we can avoid.
Yes, sir. And there's one question. What are the possible security risks when we go ahead to use AI in healthcare system?
See, using AI, there is no, you can say the hazard or risk as far as if you have built a system which is, you can say the correct enough. Because we always know when we design AI-based system, right, we ourselves is available whether our algorithm is good or not, and how, what is the efficiency of the algorithm is. Okay, so some critical applications you have to define in a fault tolerance manner. It's not like that the one module. Sometimes if the people have read in the software engineering and version programming, right? So sometimes there is a safety issues when you use your AI solution, one solution for critical applications. So I think we can use the principle of the software engineering and version programming, where the same application can be controlled by one or two ways and have a different modules. So I think we can get rid of the risk that way.
Sir, one more question. How AI can be useful for recommendation model in healthcare area?
This is very, very useful. I think that we have a many, earlier we call them the expert system. And I think those who have read the book of, I believe, Peterson and Ritchie, there are, I think, some crude model have been designed by the people who are giving the advice for the medicine. But the only thing, they were based on the whatever information you have stored there, right? So database is important here also, because you are not going to have the AI, I think, another 20 years same as the human being are. Because at the, but we can design an AI where we, based on the needs of the salt, various salt, he can right, predict these are the salt combination you need for a particular disease. Okay, or if your database is large enough, it can tell you which medicine you need for that. So AI is really going to help in a something called the in case of the advising the medicines.
Thank you, sir.
So we request participants, maybe please have more questions if you have, and the attendance and feedback link for the session is being closed in the next 2 minutes. So we request everyone to ensure that if you have been there with this session and you have been participating, so please fill up that link for day 2's session. Now we are just checking for more questions, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we have answered these questions. The presentation has been a comprehensive explanation of how AI from general to, I would say, specific things can be used. So we believe many questions were answered on the way as well.
Yeah, I thought I should have some more maybe technical side, but I avoided them because I thought, okay, that might become a little boring or maybe a little complex. So I did not include the techniques and other things because really sometimes difficult to understand for all. So I thought, let us keep it general.
And so one question I would put from my side that way, like we now are talking about inclusiveness and accessibility, be it the NEP or be it the government policies as well. So how far you feel the researchers should be going? Maybe they should deviate from their core part of research and coming to inclusiveness based research through AI, or you believe that already things are happening and there's no need for special efforts?
See, as a teacher, I think we have to learn how to make a balance. Sometimes, because we all know every field has been grown to you can say the contents are too much.
Sure.
When we were studying in the BTech program, you know, we hardly know the content available even in the computer science domain was not so much. But now, if you think you can really teach each and every field to at a UG level, I think that is a misnomer. Then the students will be confused what to do, what not to do. So the responsibility teacher has increased. And if you have really have a resource, see, resource is something I have in the department 100 teachers having in right one expert in each domain, no problem at all. I can say one student might go in one area, another can go in another area, but I think that is the universities have their own limitations also.
Yes, sir.
NEP 2020 nicely designed, and I think it's more to do at a MTech level and the PhD level when it comes to the inclusiveness. But at UG level, my opinion is up to second year or the third year, I think we should devote more and more on the fundamental of engineering. And later stage inclusiveness is always possible, but I think rather than creating the expertise is much better than going for the person. Okay, I am not of different opinion. This is a time where the person should have a expertise in one area or the two area.
Sir, thank
Otherwise,
you.
it would be difficult to build the career ahead.
Yeah, yes, sir. So
Very,
any more
very
questions?
difficult for all of
Please,
us to design the curriculum now. Very, very difficult.
Agreed, sir. Now, if there is any question, because the moment we mention AI, we move on to the ethical debate also. Yesterday also we had an extended discussion with
These are
Dr.
the questions
Ajanta.
of time, and I think
Yes.
ethics is something which is personal, I believe, and everybody should
Absolutely,
have it.
sir.
And
Absolutely, sir.
if I talk about the ethics only, and if I'm not implementing myself in my life, I think there is no point of talking about this. So if
True.
I'm ethical, why the AI is not ethical? Tell me.
True, sir. That's
So,
that's quite a valid and
personal traits. I think the people have to improve themselves.
now this is very subtle, sir. Like this is something that someone will question us about
Yes.
this thing and will say, if you want me to be ethical,
Yes.
so can you keep AI ethical then?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now that's the best thing to be heard that way. So maybe please request for the final time, any participant has any query or question, please feel free. So we believe that we can close it for today. This
Thank
is
you
not
so
at all
much.
an end.
Yes,
sir.
Of course, they're really very, very thanks to especially your management and to you also. Okay, giving a chance.
Thank you.
And okay, so I also invite you to Sikkim. Okay, if you
Yeah,
wish.
sure, sir.
For sure, sir. For sure. For sure.
And really nice interaction. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
so
much, sir. We thank all the participants also. And thank you again, sir, on behalf of Hamilton University. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So participants, we shall meet tomorrow according to the schedule that you have in your access. Please remember to join the FDP with the same Zoom link as you have been doing for the 2 days. Sir.
Okay.
So participants, thank you very much. So we'll be meeting at 2, and tomorrow, which will be day 3, we shall be meeting again. And just to inform you, tomorrow we'll be having session with Dr. Hemlata, Ensemble Deep Learning Models in Classification. So day 3, session 4 will be happening tomorrow from 2:15 to the same way, 4 p.m. And we invite you again for tomorrow. Thank you very much. We shall meet again tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.